saying that Jesus knew that he was going to have the wrath of God poured out on him. So in doing so, he sent these three men with him. And as he was praying, Jesus started to transform, metamorph, recognizing that he was not a man anymore. You started to see the glory of God in him. And as he was seeing the glory of God in him, you then see two men in the same glory talking to him. Do you know that when we get into that pressure, do we go to God and do we spend time there until we feel better about what's going on, rise up and then go? Or do we stay in that? I know I'd like to stay in that. Not because I want to, but it's my nature. I feel that when I get into that pressure point and things start to feel like it is pushing me down, I get negative. I start to feel negative. I start to act negative. I start to talk negative. That's who I am. And sometimes I need somebody to push me out of that area because I want to give up. Because it's too hard. I just can't do it anymore. That's why I showed the video and recognizing it when you have the coach that says just keep going. Don't give up. Negotiate your body so that you and feel the pain, but keep moving. Just give your best. Man, when I was in all of my flesh and I didn't know Jesus, I gave my best. I did everything that I wanted to do, and I did it well. I did it well. But now when I get into Christ and pressure starts to happen, why do I feel that I need to give up? Why do I feel that I just can't do this? I foresee what is getting ready to happen, and it causes me to crumble inside. Worry and anxiety is an anticipation of something negative. I have to understand that. And knowing that Jesus was about to face this negativity, this thing that was going to be so agonizing, his Father sent two people in his glory, Moses and Elijah, to meet with him. This was not just to show, but this was so that Jesus could have enough strength to keep going, even to death, to the cross. This was something knowing his Father knew that he was about to go through something so agonizing that it was difficult. The anxiety level was so high that Jesus needed some strength. So these two men came to talk about those things. And then, I don't know about you, but one thing that gets me to a place of I can do this is that when my Father tells me that he's proud of me. You know, I remember, if you don't mind me telling you this, I remember when my father, every time I played ball, whatever it was baseball or basketball or football, my father did his best to be there. He had to work a lot of times, but he did his best to try and be there when he could. Today I scored 33 points in a basketball game, and there was a time when I remember on a football field and I catch a pass and I'm running and I'm scoring an 80-yard touchdown, and I watched him run down the sidelines with me. Did you not think that made me run faster to watch him run with me? Everything within me caused me to feel stronger because he was there watching me and he was there cheering me on and pushing me. Even though physically he didn't have his hands on me, I felt him pushing me to be my best at that moment, just that moment of time. So imagine you being Jesus at that moment and having these two men in a glorified body reminding him of who he is. And then hearing his Father's voice. This is my beloved Son. Son, I'm proud of you. You didn't have to do this. You're God. But because I asked you to, I asked you to give up your glory. I asked you to become human. I asked you to suffer and to die. And you did this trusting that I was always going to be there with you. Could you imagine that? This was enough strength to get him to the finish line. Sometimes the pressure feels difficult. It's nice in the beginning. We all start out strong. But then, man, I don't know how many of you have ever made a resolution to lose weight. And then you would buy a membership in the gym. And then you would start going to the gym. And after 2 days and the muscles start to hurt, did you go again? You start a new job and you're gung-ho about starting this job, and then all of a sudden they give you something that you've never learned before. Can I do this? And then they start to tell you that over and over that some of the things that you were doing was wrong, and you have to be retaught. Do you have it in you to recognize and be humble enough to say, okay, I can learn this, I'm good? Or I am so, why is this struggling? Why am I struggling with this? I get myself so high and mighty that I don't want to be teachable anymore because I know it all. And then when it comes that I don't know something, instead of being humble, I feel like I want to give up. This job isn't for me. This relationship isn't for me because I'm in an argument or a fight that I feel that nobody's listening to me. So I just want to give up. You know why those 3 men, Peter, James, and John, was there? It was not for the sake of Jesus. Jesus was there to pray, and as he was praying, the Father came and sent 2 people to strengthen him. And then his voice saying, "This is my beloved Son," came to strengthen him. But understand what was going on is that because of what happened with Jesus, he was letting us know through these 3 men that what was going on with him was going to go on with us. And that he was going to be there for us, to lift us up, to strengthen us. I just got to remember and believe who I am in Christ. I got to surround me with people that is not negative, but tell me what is truth and tell me that I am because of Christ, not because of anything that I've done. I'm in this position. I'm in that place because Christ put me there. And if he put me there, I have a purpose. So you don't give up. You do your best and go to the finish line. No matter what your body may feel, no matter what your mind is telling you, understand the enemy wants to steal, kill, and destroy you. He wants you to get in your head. He wants you to stop and quit. Because if you stop and you quit, then Jesus doesn't win that battle. All you are is a soldier. And you have to win for Christ's glory. Could you imagine those times that we quit? Do we know what happened, what could have happened if we just kept going? There was somebody who would tell me a long time ago, he would always say, don't quit until the miracle happens. Because if we quit, we don't know what the glory of God has in store for us at the finish line. If we quit, we will never understand who we are in Christ. If we quit, we will never grow through the things that we're going through. Why not keep going? I'm already in pain. I might as well just keep moving and moving and moving. Struggle is the pain. That's why we get into the situation. We get into this place that the moment we feel pain, we run, we struggle, we fight because we don't want to feel the pain. But there is nothing in our life that we go through that is so easy all the time, and you end up growing from it. The only time I grow is if I go through some type of pain. Man. Did you not go through grade school up to 12th grade? At some point, you had to fight through some grade. Then some of us went to college. We had to fight through going to college. And we did it. And we're here. We're winning and we're stronger because of it. Why not? I got to this point, I might as well get to the finish line. The only thing that we think that if we quit, it's over. But we just start something new and we're going to go through it again because the only way we grow. Do you know that for those three men, they never said anything. They held on to it. They held on to it. And no matter what they were going through at that moment, they held on to it. I could imagine when Christ was in the cross and they were watching it from the far off, Jesus being beaten and Jesus going to the cross. I could imagine them thinking and remembering that they saw Moses and Elijah, that they heard the voice of God. You don't understand that? In 2 Peter 1:16 and 17, this is 30 years after the account. Peter says that for we did not follow cunningly devised fables when we made known to you the power and coming of the Lord Jesus Christ, but were eyewitnesses of his majesty. For he received from God the Father honor and glory when such a voice came to him from the excellent glory. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Things that we go through, that we conquer, we just never forget what God has done for us. But man, there's going to become another level. Because as I grow, Satan wants to continue to tear me down. I got to remember, if I look in my past, I could see what God has done. I could see how he has gotten me through. I could see how he's pushed me forward. I could see how he became my coach, whispered in my ear, or sent somebody my way to tell me that I have the ability to do it, that I can and I will, as long as I keep my eyes on Jesus. Problem we have is that we keep our eyes on ourselves. We listen to the noise around us that is just as negative as we are. Maybe I'm not talking to you. Maybe I'm just talking to myself because I need to get over this next hump because I know my faults. That when things get into my head, I just don't know how to move away from it. This is my son. The one who died for you. And because he died for you, he is now in you. He is more than a conqueror, not me. But he's here. His blood sets me free, and it's covering me. Maybe I should put it on a billboard and put it in front of me. Maybe I should have limelights there and a blowhorn yelling at me and telling me every time I get into my head that he is the beloved son that lives in me. Perhaps that would be enough strength for me to keep going. John 9:22 and 23 says that saying the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders and chief priests and scribes and be killed and be raised the third day. Then he said to them all, if anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow him. He's telling me that I need to be the same as Christ. If Christ was meant to suffer and be rejected and to die, then why not me? What makes me believe that I am bigger and better than Jesus? He says, if you desire to come after me and to follow me, then you need to take up your own cross. You are going to be rejected. You are going to be killed, but you will rise again. I need you to understand that the moment I gave my life to Christ, he became me, a part of me, and engulfed me. He transformed me. So I no longer have to listen to this flesh. So I need to tell my flesh every day that I am not yours. I am a child of God's. I have to do that. And when I get so stuck, I'm so thankful that I have somebody in my life that can pull me out of that. That can stop the negativity, that can stop the worry, anxiety, and build my strength again and show me and take me to that mountain and watch Jesus pray and see Moses and Elijah in their glory, to recognize and see how Jesus has been changed into his glory, and then to hear the voice of God calling upon him saying, "This is my beloved son." So when he's saying those words, he's now looking at me. This is my beloved son. How would that make you feel? To hear the voice of God looking down at you and saying, "This is my beloved child." Does it give you enough to just keep going? Does it give you enough to believe in this moment that you can and you will? Remember, my actions dictates my faith. If I don't believe that these benches that you're sitting on will hold me, I'm standing today. But if I believe that it's going to hold me, I'm not even thinking. I'm not even looking. I'm just plopping my tush on it. And even if it fails one time or another, you're going to walk in, you're going to find a seat, and you're just going to sit down without checking it. That's what faith is. Because you have enough evidence in your life that Jesus has been there for you and have carried you through. You have enough evidence that these chairs have been here for you and carried you through. You know, it's kind of like we have this notion that Jesus is so far off that you just can't touch him. It's nice to hear. It's nice to see. It's a feel-good message every now and then. You know, like the lightning. When you see lightning on the other side of the mountain, wow, this is awesome. You could do videos of it and take pictures of it. And this is amazing. Look at what I just saw. The clouds and the lightning and so on. But imagine a lightning strike not too far from you. It happened to me once, and I was in Texas, and boy, I jumped out of my shoes, literally. It is a scary sight. It is something that causes you to feel, am I living through this right now? So to know that Christ, that Father, the one who is all powerful and all knowing, is right there with you. It's scary. But imagine recognizing that power is here with you, carrying you through that. So no matter what pain I go through, he's gone through it worse. No matter what feelings I got to deal with, no matter what people I got to handle, no matter what situation that comes my way, I am able because he is already done so. I am because he is. Can I not only just open my eyes to be able to see that he has my future? Understand that God is all powerful. He's all knowing. And he's everywhere. Which means that if he's in you, he already knows the solution. So as I move forward, I am moving forward trusting and believing that God has something in store for me at the finish line. I just don't know when that finish line is. Because we're blindfolded. And we're doing a death crawl with 100-pound pressure, 120-pound pressure on our back, and we just don't know how much further we're going to get. But I have a God that is speaking in my ear. Just keep going and don't quit, and negotiate your body and negotiate the pain, because I am with you and I'm walking with you, and I'm going to keep going. Just a couple more steps. And then when you look up, somebody got saved because of our testimony. somebody was healed because of our endurance. Somebody began to believe because of our pain. I am because he is. I cannot minimize that. For he who the Son sets free is free indeed. Can you please stand with me?